Okay, I will call this special meeting of the Roads Education Organization Governing Board to order at 10:02 a.m. Ms. Jones, can you call the roll, please?
Yes, sir. Secretary Halverson is absent. Member Holmes?
Here.
Thank you. And Chairman Lewis?
Here.
Thank you. Vice Chair Martell is not here at the moment. I do think she's planning on coming, but let's see. And Member Siegel?
I'm here.
Excellent. All right, we do have 3, so we have a quorum.
Okay, are there any modifications to the agenda? Seeing none, I'll move approval of the agenda.
Second.
Second, Board Member Holmes, thank you. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the agenda is approved. Item 2 is guideline public comment. This is a special meeting. So per the Brown Act, it is appropriate for people to comment only on items on the agenda. And so on the agenda today is tenant improvements at Pivot Charter School North Bay. Are there any members of the public at any of our locations that would like to speak on item regarding tenant improvements? Online or at a site? No? Ms. Jones, none?
Not seeing any in the chat or via email or text, so I think we're good.
Okay, then I'll close public comment and we'll move on to 3.1, tenant improvements at Pivot Charter School North Bay. I do want to thank our subcommittee, Mr. Holmes and Mr. Siegel. I understand you've worked really hard on this, and I've been briefed only as much as I can be because of the Brown Act, but I really appreciate your too. I know you put a lot of work into this, and I think that that is our board committees working well. So thank you very much for your work. And Ms. Jones and Ms. Gaskell, and I know the team has worked really hard on this. So I'll turn this over to who? Ms. Gaskell, Ms. Jones?
Yeah, I think I will queue it up, and then Liz will be able to give more details. And I'm going to try to do a super. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say really quick, I just wanted to point out that Vice Chair Martell just joined. So for the minutes, I'll note that she's now in attendance.
Okay.
Welcome, Ms. Martell. Glad you're here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Martell.
Glad to be here. Sorry I was late. I had another meeting before this.
Okay.
Oh, there you are. Perfect. Nice
Yes,
to see you.
beautiful in yellow. So again,
I wore yellow too. You didn't say that about me.
I can't see that. It looks ivory.
Yellow seersucker. All right, go ahead.
I recognize that from somewhere that you went last year. So super high level, and then again, we can answer any detailed questions that the board wants, but as this is sort of an emergency meeting, we needed to get this done, and I'll explain why. So back in June, we were initiating a process to have some upgrades done to the Pivot North Bay site, making some changes to it. We got a bid for that work from Kirby Construction, and then right on day before graduation in June, we found out that one suite was going to become available to us to give us the full facility. We moved very, very quickly in figuring out whether we want it, how it would be used, etc. Many of you were at that board meeting where I was quickly giving you a tour, etc. So it shifted things very quickly. And the reason why I'm explaining that to everyone is because, this moved very fast. Way faster than we normally would, wanted to happen, and strategically. And again, I want to echo what Chairman Lewis said about the wonderful assistance of the facility subcommittee, giving us lots of guidance and support along the way, because this was moving very quickly. We don't normally push things this fast. So thank you, board members, for being here on this meeting. So then once we decided what we wanted to do with Suite C, the last final suite of the entire building, and we developed things with the with Kirby Construction to add even more things to their contract. It is a separate contract for the things we would like to build out now that we knew we could get Suite C. Again, thank you, Liz and Karine and our facility subcommittee in getting that done with our landlord. So we already are moving forward with the smaller contract that we originally were going to be doing with Kirby Construction that the CBO and I were able to approve. But this is a much larger contract, separate contract, all new things, because we're taking Suite C over. And this is a whole new game, a whole new project. So we have that contract on the agenda. We also have bid for painting because as the facility, as many of you board members had echoed to us a couple of board meetings in a row, the facility was needing a little touch up and some brightening up with painting. The tenant improvements that were secured from our landlord, it was $25,000. And that is another project, but I wanted to make sure the board knew that that was happening. Many of you had been saying for quite a while that the bathrooms needed some upgrading, the student bathrooms, which at that point was also the staff bathrooms, but we're going to have all new staff bathrooms. So that that $25,000 is going towards the bids for the bathrooms, to upgrade the bathrooms and fix those up. So Liz, I think those are the only three, correct?
Do you want me to share the?
Yes, let's share the spreadsheet. That'd be great. Thank you. I almost.
It's the spreadsheet you sent, right?
Yes, yes. Yes. So, yeah, so this is the one, the top one that's in blue is the one that was under $30,000 and was the original bid that we had gotten from Kirby when we didn't even know Suite C was available. We are moving forward with that already. And then the Suite C tenant improvements is there. I can get into the details of it if you would like, but I think, frankly, you guys were there when I gave you the tour. We had already formulated it between myself, Corrine, and a few of the staff. We had already formulated everything that is represented in that bid. Diamond Paintings contract to do all that. And then the restroom upgrades are below $30,000, but we wanted you to know that they were happening. And once we actually get a contract for those, we will move forward with those, and Liz and I can approve those, but we wanted to bring them to your attention. There we go.
Okay. Can I hear from committee members first? Mr. Holmes, Mr. Siegel, do you have things that could you share your thoughts on your discussions and kind of where you are on this?
Yeah, so I guess, most of our time, or my time, I won't speak for Mr. Siegel, was really talking about the lease and extension of the lease, which was, a longer process than maybe needed to be, but it was what it was. I think we got where we need to be, but it required us to be kind of, forceful. So in terms of this here, I don't have a lot of questions. I think a little bit of detail on the improvements to Suite C might be beneficial for everyone.
Sure, happy to do that. And I wanted to leave it up to you how much detail you wanted. I don't know if you
can. Mr. Siegel too, if he has any comments first.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I was going to.
Yeah, I echo what Ralph just said. The 153 number is a little higher than I thought, but then I don't really know what is covered in this. So maybe some bullet points as a refresher to me. I haven't been able to pay that much close attention to it. That would be.
And as you explained, okay, thank you. That's helpful. So Jenny, you can do that.
Yes.
Maybe I didn't see in the packet. Did I miss the contract or the bid breakdown of what this is doing? And also, did we bid this work?
Yes.
Because I don't see the other bids, or I don't see.
Right.
So that was a question, because this can't be a change order. It's so much larger than the original contract. So can you please speak to that as well?
Yeah, we did bid it. We put it out to 4 or 5, and in the end, only 2 showed up to actually walk through it with us, and we got bids from both.
Okay.
And I think there was a third one that came in way late. That might even actually been the second one, but we are very comfortable with Kirby Construction. They have a great reputation, and they've been really on top of it and working with us very, very well. So let me just up Periscope on Suite C. The fact that Suite C became available also allowed us to make decisions in suites B and E, some other new decisions. So that's also in sort of the suite C tenant improvements. For example, if you remember Mr. Firestone's office on the high school side, that big, beautiful office with all of his beautiful photography, next to it was sort of wasted space with the guitars hanging there. So we decided that we were going to turn that into a larger classroom, knock down the wall, put up a wall. That will be happening over on the high school side. The other thing that we had intended to do, but we wanted to make sure, some of these things, we wanted to make sure that we were going to be staying with this particular facility before we moved forward with them. So this was all kind of, well, let's wait and see because this might be expensive kind of a spiral. And that next thing on the high school side is to create a foyer, an entrance way that is safer in case of emergencies and unknown people coming to campus and not being, and to protect the kids from them not being able to come in as easily. So that foyer is also added to this suite C tenant improvements, but it's all part of what we wanted to do anyway with the high school. Then in suite C, because one of our biggest first things we wanted to do that is in the original contract was to make the staff room much more welcoming, more space for the teachers to work collaboratively. It was very dark. It was not a great space to work in. So we are knocking down the wall between the staff room and the elementary classroom. And we had other plans for that until we got Suite C. You see, there's kind of a redundancy here on how we were going to make the staff room better. But now we're building it out. The elementary is going to go over into Suite C. Therefore, things need to be done on that side of the building so that high school students and elementary students will not be mingling. And we'll try to mitigate that as much as possible by closing off doors. We also want more visibility. We want windows to be put in. We're putting LCD lighting in. We're putting in some different doors, again, for access. And then the grad track program will also be put over there. And again, that's what I meant by the high school. We're not moving the entire high school program over there, but we are moving the grad track program over there. And hopefully, again, another thing that became available to us was Suite C. If you recall last year when we had a difficult start to the resource center at the beginning of the year last year, and we had to shut it down for a little bit because it was overprescribed. We had more students than we could house during the resource center 9 to 12 program last year. I am working with the coordinator of the grad track program and our new site administrators, Sarah and John, to come up with a way to use Suite C and that grad track area for overflow so that we're not turning away students to attend and get help with our families. And we're coming up with the criteria for that so that it's, they're not overlapping or, whatever. We're keeping the program separate, but it is a strong need because we literally had to say no to kids last year. No, you can't come to our site and you're going to go on a wait list and we'll pull it off. And that's just, it's like fingernails down a chalkboard. So those are some of the things that are happening in Suite C. We're also moving our counselors over there. The beauty of it is, if you remember, we walked literally from the current space into that space. So we don't have children having to walk outside onto that street where 3 people have died since we've been there because of accidents on that street. So they're going to just be able to go through and into that facility. And we just found out recently that we can actually put a door through from the staff room, whole separate thing. We're not doing it right away. We'll bring that to you later. So that staff don't have to walk, like Corrine and our director of special ed and our educational psychologist and the other people that are over in Suite A, they're going to be able to go through and they're not going to have to walk onto the street. So lots of cool things came out of us being able to have this entire building.
Okay, great. Board member questions? Thank you for that. Any board member questions? Okay, then I'll ask other members of the public who would like to speak on this item, 3.1, tenant improvements to the North Bay site. Okay, then hearing none, I guess, Ms. Jones, the appropriate motion is to approve the contract with Kirby Construction and the amount you have here. that what you're asking?
Yeah, I would believe it would be to approve the work. We don't necessarily have the contract yet for the painting. That's in progress, but the bidding is complete for that. So it would be, I guess, to approve the work for these two projects, Kirby Construction and Diamond Painting, and then authorize the executive director and or myself to move forward with signing those contracts once they're
What
all.
about budget? Do you need budget? So we would amend the budget by these amounts?
Yes, that can be part of the motion as well. It will be, kind of cost out the door, is, obviously higher, but it will hit, the budget as a depreciation amount. So it's about $44,000 per year, but it'll be a little bit less for this first year, because it won't be placed in service until likely October. So we'll have, maybe only 8 or 9 months of depreciation instead of 12 for this fiscal year.
Okay, so the motion you want is, go ahead.
I'm sorry. May I ask, what is the timeline? All of this construction will be done by October?
Yes,
That is the hope.
September is my hope.
We'll
Just
see it
saying.
in November.
Yes, you
We're
will.
gonna have a ribbon cutting at our board meeting in November.
Yes. We have a timeline with Kirby Construction already. Rachel and I worked on that with them, set priorities because of the kids coming back, the staff coming back, et cetera. And they are being really good about tracking to that. So yes, it will all be done when you are there next. If not
Wow.
sooner.
And I guess one thing that I should have pointed out, apologies, during the discussion is also, as you know, North Bay's fund balance is very healthy. And so, kind of as part of the motion, there is sort of an appropriation of some of the fund balance to pay for these costs. And it will, reduce the fund balance by a bit, but it will still be very healthy. But, the board has been noting the fund balance, and we've been setting some of these funds aside for facilities improvements. And as Jana said, the future of where we were going to be has been a little uncertain. So we weren't, spending a lot right away. But I think that would maybe also be appropriate to note in the motion, is that the board would be authorizing the appropriation of some of that fund balance amount to go towards these facilities projects.
Can you state the motion you need then, and I'll ask a board member to make that, because there's a few things we've been bouncing around. And my day job beckons in about 6 minutes, so.
Sure. I would say the motion that we would request is for the board to authorize these two projects to move forward at the costs stated, and authorize the executive director and or chief business officer to sign those contracts once they are ready for that, and to appropriate the costs of these projects from the Pivot North Bay fund balance that will be used for facilities improvements as it had been intended when that was set aside.
Okay. Is there a
Are
board
we
member?
not going to say the amounts? I'm sorry. I thought, Jim, you asked that we state what the amounts are.
Yes, I think the motion is, let me try it. I'll move to approve a contract with Kirby Construction Company, Inc. in the amount of $153,826.50. A contract with Diamond Painting for $34,000 and appropriate $244,596.21 from the fund balance of Pivot North Bay, and authorize the executive director and or CBO to sign said contracts so work can begin. Is that all right? Okay.
I think the dollar amount is not right, because I believe we have a $25,000 amount coming from the landlord. So Liz, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think
So it's 219
number.
That is the total amount. I'm not 100% sure whether we will pay and it will get passed through to us, or if they will pay directly for their $25,000 portion. So the
Let's
accounting may
leave the
change.
amount, and that gives us some contingency or something, and then it just.
That's a good call.
Board member, you are correct. That is right. So we'll just leave it so there's some room.
Yeah, good call.
You are correct.
So it's, if I'm hearing you, Jim, then it's an amount not to exceed 244,000.
There you go. Thank you. I'll amend the motion to say that.
And Jim, I'm sorry, just the two items in white, TBD items, I think those are also in the 244,000. Not
Yes,
just.
but we don't have contracts yet, so I couldn't authorize, and those are below the amount that the staff can sign those, so it doesn't take board action.
Okay, fine.
Thank you for pointing that out. Okay, so I've made a motion. Is there a second?
I'll make a
Second.
second.
Okay, thank you. I don't know who you got there, Liz, but it's okay. Any further discussion of the board members? Okay, then all those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, then the action is approved. And our upcoming meeting, our next meeting is November 1st at 12:30 on Saturday at Pivot Charter School. We'll get to see this work done, hopefully. We have a little ribbon cutting and some cake and punch or something. And
Yeah.
I think that's it. Thank you, board members, for squeezing this
Thank
in
you
today.
so much.